rollover TC. I've got an unresponsive female. I got a male in the car, refusing to get out.
It's the eve of Thanksgiving 2015. Police officer Patrick Feaster sits in his cruiser parked alongside the road in the town of Paradise, California, waiting for his first action of this uncharacteristically quiet night. His car was facing the direction of a well-known local cantina, which patrons were known to drive away from under the influence. And sure enough, as the clock approached midnight, the calmness around Feaster would be shattered by the sight of a car speeding out of the restaurant's parking lot. The car went unseen by Feaster's dashcam, but not by Feaster himself, as he took off, doing his best to catch up with the car that was now speeding down the road.
Damn, he's swerving that motherfucker.
And within a few seconds, he does. As the car slowly comes into frame for the first time, inside that vehicle was 26-year-old Andrew Thomas and his ex-wife, 23-year-old Darian Aaron. Andrew had been drinking heavily that night and was well over the legal limit, with his driving showing as much as he failed to pull over once Feaster approached him.
Why does that look like your average drunk driver right there?
Resulting in a police chase that would only end up lasting just a few seconds.
All 20, Onview, rollover TC, Pearson, just east of...
Is that fire?
Black Olive.
Copy, rollover TC, east of Black Olive.
As Andrew would drive his car directly into a median, causing the SUV to flip over violently before coming to a halt on its side. In that instant, Darian was ejected from the vehicle, being thrown straight through the windshield and landing onto the asphalt.
Dude, getting ejected in a car accident is like, bro, that's fucking unbelievable.
Where, despite still being alive, her injuries were likely unsurvivable. But Andrew, on the other hand, was still inside the vehicle, and he seemed to have been left relatively unharmed. As perhaps being boosted by adrenaline, he quickly tried to crawl his way out of the car in a desperate attempt to check on Darian, with Officer Feaster's dashcam capturing the entire ordeal. Though just as Andrew attempted to do so, we see Feaster step into the frame.
He drew down on bro.
Where he suddenly draws his gun, and without saying a single word, fires 2 shots at Andrew.
Oh, that's too far, bro. That's too far, bro. All he did is get out of a car crash and he got blasted? Like, what the, bro, that's too far, gang.
With one of the bullets appearing to strike him, causing his body to go limp as he falls back into the car. It happened.
That cop is for sure going to prison, bro.
And in a literal instant, so fast that it's clear Feaster had most likely accidentally discharged his weapon, as there was no attempt at communication before the shot was fired.
How do you accidentally misfire twice? Come on, gang.
With Andrew clearly posing no risk to him, as both of his hands were being used to...
And that's still his fault, because if you're not intending to fire the weapon, your finger shouldn't be on the trigger. Like, you should be holding it like this. Like, with your finger straight on the side of it, not on the fucking trigger, bro. That's crazy.
Hoist himself up. From the footage, this all seems to be a horrible accident, and one that Feaster seemed to recognize right away, as he rushed up to the car, pointing his flashlight at the man that he had just shot, staring at
Oh, sorry, bro! Like, what the fuck?
him for over 10 seconds, trying to make sense of what he had just done, before he finally snaps out of it, and uses his radio to call for backup. Though this is when this already dark video starts to become much more disturbing.
I've got an unresponsive female. I got a male in the car, refusing to get out.
Refusing to get out. That is crazy.
When Feaster makes this call, he never mentions the shooting, and instead he states that the driver was refusing to get out of the vehicle. This is then followed by Feaster walking away from the man and pointing his flashlight to the ground, almost as if he was looking for something.
He's looking for the shell casings.
Copy, give your cross on Black Olive.
Pearson.
Copy, Black Olive and Pearson.
With some theorizing that he was looking for his shell casings. Though right then, another officer arrives on the scene and begins to survey the wreckage.
Just her?
No, there's a male in the car refusing to get out.
Where, again, Feaster says that Andrew was refusing to get out of the car, making no mention of the fact that he had just shot him. It's
That is fucked.
clear at this point what Feaster was trying to do. He was trying to cover up his accident, but this suddenly became more difficult when Andrew started to speak.
Okay, we got one. He's refusing to get out. Get out of the car, sir. You're not shot, sir. Get out of the car.
He said, I'm shot. He said, you're not shot, sir. That's fucking crazy, bruh.
Andrew Thomas was still alive and had muttered to Feaster that he had been shot, but even to his face, Feaster denies it. Shortly after, Andrew then tries to tell the other cop what had happened.
Sir, you need to come out of the car. This car is still on, and I don't want you to get hurt. Kind of, yeah. Yeah, I was right there. I saw it.
Did you get shot at the cantina?
That is crazy as fuck, Nelisa. No, not for real, Riot. That's fucking unbelievable.
Who shot you? The cop did not shoot you.
But understandably, this other cop wasn't believing him, as surely Feaster would have said something at this point. And so, the minutes start to pass. And after 5 full minutes, Feaster continues processing the scene like nothing had happened, with the other officer being left to theorize that Andrew must have been seriously injured and was likely in a state of shock, which is why he was making all of these strange claims about being shot.
He may be hurt in there. Yeah, I know he is. He's in shock at the very least.
From here, the footage cuts, and we're only left with the audio from that same officer's body cam, as he attempts to get more information from Andrew.
Sir, I need you to talk to me so I know you're okay. Sir, take a look at me. Did you bump your head?
But by this point, he had gone completely silent.
I don't know if it's serious or not.
No fucking way, dude.
10 minutes later, the footage then cuts back on, this time to another officer's body cam, which shows that an ambulance had now finally arrived on the scene, with medics first directing their attention to Darian, who was in the worst shape, as she would tragically be pronounced dead shortly after. But despite all of these first responders on the scene, none of them had any idea that the man inside that vehicle had just been shot, and shot by one of their colleagues. And in these moments, Andrew was slowly losing his life as each minute passed. It would take 11 full minutes before Feaster finally confessed.
Oh my god, dude.
You hold this scene, Manny, with me.
I mean, although the guy did pretty much deserve it, bro. He was driving like an idiot and got his wife ejected and killed from the vehicle, but goddamn, that was too far of the officer, bro.
We're going over to the canteen to find out if this guy...
I think I shot him. I wasn't even pointing at him. The gun could go off.
Saying that he might have shot the man, but he wasn't sure. And immediately after saying this,
Oh my God, are you serious?
No.
Oh my fucking god, are you serious?
the recording is stopped, and the footage comes to an end. Sure enough, in that moment, Officer Patrick Feaster had in fact shot Andrew Thomas, with a bullet striking him directly in the neck. And the
Oh, he died, bro. He died. Especially 11 minutes of bleeding out from a neck shot, bro, you're dead.
reason why he wasn't getting out of his vehicle was because that gunshot had left him fully paralyzed from the neck down.
Straight on the side of it, dude. Like, straight on the side of it. Like, not wrapped around the trigger if you're not intending to fire it. You're supposed to hold it like this. Like, if you ever see someone holding a weapon and they're just holding it with their finger on the trigger, that, like, tell them to not do that because, like, you're not supposed to fucking have your finger on the trigger unless you're about to fire. It's supposed to just be straight on the side of the weapon, like, not holding the fucking trigger like that. So essentially him drawing it and putting his... And he probably knows that. That's like gun safety 101. And obviously he's a police officer, so he's for sure trained on that, bro. There's no way he didn't intend to fire if he drew it and had his finger on the trigger. And also, there was 2 shots fired, bro. Like, if you've ever fired a weapon, you would know that maybe 1 shot unintentionally, but 2 shots unintentionally is like, that's almost impossible. It's difficult to explore this theory without being able to show the full footage, so I recommend looking up the case for yourself on drawing your own conclusion. Nah, he definitely shot him on purpose, bro. People who kill and lie should be in the pen for a long time. Yeah, bro, for sure. Like, that's too far, bro. There was a story of, like, a guy in San Angelo. It was all these kids, like, 5 kids. It was when I was in high school, and the high school kids were all having a party, and one of them accidentally, like, fired a weapon, and it killed this kid that was there, a football player. His name was, Mark Duarte, I think. And I used to know him, but I can't remember. And he got killed, bro, from an accidental firing. We don't know because there's no footage of it or anything. But the kids never called a fucking paramedic for, like, I think it was 30 minutes or an hour or something. And they were trying to clean it up and shit. And even the people that tampered with it, they got, like, probation and shit. And the guy that actually fired and killed the guy, he only got, like, 10 years. But they were, like, they didn't call a paramedic for, like, an hour or something because they were trying to, like, hide that shit. It was fucked up.